All right, I'll make an introduction just for the next group that's coming up. Sarah has been with us since that first year as well. She was a clarinet instructor in our marching band when she was in college. She student taught with us when she was getting to the end of her college career. She started her first job here in Anderson, and then the opportunity presented for her to get a job at the elementary school that she grew up in, attending down in Indianapolis. And so she was able to stay with her, live with her mom, and but we still kept her on staff, and she still has been driving all the way up here from Indianapolis for how many years now?
7.
7 years.
Well, 9. I guess it'd be 9.
9 total,
since-
but you've
since
been
college.
at this current job
3.
3 years. So 3 years commuting from Indianapolis to still come up and practice on Wednesday nights and play with us. The gentleman that's with her is Cameron Lewis. Now, back when he was a high school kid, he was our first chair clarinet player. If you feel like you recognize him, you do. Around Christmas time, when we put our Christmas band together, he would come and he would play with us through the holiday season in December. And so now Cameron is a junior at Ball State University, and next year will be student teaching. His degree is music education, and he plans on being a music teacher after he leaves the confines of Ball State. So one of our alumni that's also out there doing great things. So the piece that they have prepared for you guys today is Sonata in C, K296. This was written by Mozart. It's a clarinet duet. Mozart wrote a variety of music throughout his entire lifetime, both religious and non-religious in nature. But one of the great things about Mozart, just being a prodigy, I always think of him as, one of the people that really did inherit a gift from God that he used for, the duration of his life. So with that being said, I'd like to invite to the floor Cameron Lewis and Sarah Ralston. So this next part of the service, I'm talking about first, but today this is a great opportunity to talk about evangelism. And I want to talk about Connor Martin's evangelism on this next piece here. So Connor was talking to me about All Music Sunday, and he said, I would like to do a euphonium duet. Now notice I said euphonium because I almost said baritone. And if you watch his face, if I say baritone, it's entertaining. So he wanted to invite his girlfriend, Sarah Smith, to do a duet. Well, then that conversation just evolved in like the next 2 minutes after church on a Sunday. What would you think about a tuba quartet? I said, yeah, that would be cool. So if you could convince, Mr. Zaire to join us, I'm sure we could fit that in somewhere. He said, okay, great. He said, I'll get a hold of him. So next part of the story, I'm in my office the following Monday, and then Mr. Zaire walks in, and he just goes, we need to talk about Connor. I said, well, why are we talking about Connor? He said, so this tuba quartet. He's like, I'm okay doing it. He said, but here's what I get from him. He texts me and he asks, hey, would you be interested in playing in a tuba quartet for All Music Sunday? And he says, yeah, I could check my schedule and see about that. Yeah, I think I'm available. And then Connor says, okay, great, go ahead and pick a song for us. Nah. Mr. Zaire, being a teacher, he thinks the next step. He says, tuba quartet. So I'm starting to wonder who's going to be the fourth person in this group. And so he says, well, I'm sure Connor and his girlfriend are going to be in it, and me. And so then he says, do we have a fourth person? And Connor says, go ahead and ask Gideon, see if he'll play along with us there too. So this song that was chosen by Mr. Zaire through Connor's evangelism, who also brought Gideon with us, who is the younger brother of Elijah. If you remember him, he played piano for us for a number of years. So the song that Mr. Zaire picked for this is also another Mozart piece. It's Ave Verum Corpus. And this was a melody that was commonly used in Catholic masses for centuries. And the lyrics that go along with the chant to it celebrate the Eucharist, the Holy Communion. So I thought that'd be very appropriate for our service today. So, tuba quartet, welcome. It's not often you get to hear a tuba quartet. It's also not often you get to hear three of them being band directors currently teaching. So, great, fantastic job. Sarah, I'd introduced her as Connor's girlfriend, but maybe even more appropriate than that, I should mention that Sarah is the band director at Union County. Randolph Southern, sorry. Yeah, Randolph Southern. She also has group marching this summer, and I really respect the work that she does. She's really been growing her kids in the program musically and numerically speaking. It's a very small school, but she was talking a little earlier. I think last season you marched 15, and this season is looking at 19, 21, including bringing color guard back. So she's doing the Lord's work out there. We're very proud of her and very blessed to have her joining us this morning. So welcome, Sarah. We have been very blessed this year. I tried talking to her years ago, and I don't know what took so long. But you know as well as I do, we have a beautiful voice, and it is an absolute privilege to sing with her when she has the time in her very busy schedule to join us here at church. And so Layla, I'd asked her, would you be willing to do a song for us today? And she did, and she's even more willing to do this as a solo acoustic number. You're in for a great treat. She's a great musician, and I've just really enjoyed getting the opportunity to meet her this year and be blessed by her talent. The song that she selected is on this sheet somewhere. People Get Ready. The singer that did this was Ava Cassidy, but the person that wrote this song was Curtis Mayfield. And if there's anything special that you'd like to say about it, you're welcome to do so.
You know what? When Richard asked me to pick a song, I did not know that he was going with the theme of firsts. So this is actually perfect because when I moved back to Indiana from Philadelphia, I played this song. This was the first song that I ever played in this church. So, some of you might remember it. We might need a microphone again. I don't know.
Play a little bit on it.
Okay.
See what happens.
Here we go again. Andrew, I need a new guitar. You're like, oh man, here we go again.
I know a guy will take
This happened over Christmas. But it's our comic relief time, right?
That's right.
All right. Yeah. I'm left-handed.
Never mind. Use your
Let's do it. I'm going to do it. People get ready. There's a train a-comin'. Don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear diesels humming. You don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. Now people get ready for the train to Jordan.
Wow.
We got through it, Richard.
Man, I should have made that the last song. My goodness. Fantastic. Thank you, Layla. That was wonderful. The next part of the service, we're going to move into tithes and offering. And as we're moving into that, I'll go ahead and say the song that you're hearing. There's two of my students that are both seniors that are graduating this year, Dolby and Sammy, both saxophonists. They took lessons from me when they came in freshman year, and they've also worked with our other saxophone lessons instructors. And I'd presented the opportunity for them if you'd be interested in playing for All Music Sunday. They said, yeah, absolutely, we'd love to do that. So I had them, pick a song, had some books that we could look at through material. Cool thing about this book, it was arranged by a guy, Hemi Voxman, who I've referred to as their great saxophone grandfather. He taught the guy that taught the guys that taught me saxophone. So it's a pretty remarkable legacy, I feel very blessed to be a part of, I guess, what I'm calling the saxophone bloodline. Hemi Voxman, he was a professor in Iowa, University of Iowa. The guy that studied with him was Eugene Rousseau, who was a legendary, world-renowned saxophonist, spent the majority of his career at Indiana University. And the gentleman that I took lessons from, Dr. Mordeni, when I was in middle school and high school, studied with Eugene Rousseau. And then when I went to Ball State, Dr. Wolf, my saxophone professor there, also studied with Eugene Rousseau. So the great-grandfather of these guys on the saxophone. A little testament to legacy. I mean, you never know the things that you're doing and how those are going to get passed down to generations after you. So, your works and things that you do on this planet really do matter in remarkable ways. The song we're doing was originally a flute trio, and it was written by James Hook, who was a very devout Anglican Protestant member of the faith on that side. So the piece is called Trio Number 6, originally written by James Hook.
Thank you.